Awesome picture, man. Let's see if I can still get in here.
Good evening. It's 5 o'clock, and we're going to start the May 12th, 2026 regular meeting of the Tehachapi Unified School District's Governing Board. Roll call, Ms. Barnes.
President Kaminsky,
Here.
Vice President Kelly,
Here.
Clerk Wood, here, Trustee Cooper,
Here.
Trustee Christensen,
Here.
Trustee Napier,
Here.
Trustee Sweeney absent, Superintendent Bell,
Present.
and I'm Deanna Barnes.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. It's now time for a flag salute and moment of silent reflection. We're led tonight by the Vice Principal at Tehachapi High School, Kim.
Good evening. Please stand
Kim Lewis.
for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Approval of the agenda. We have a correction to make on the agenda. Under new business, item 6 was put there inadvertently. It will be on the June 16th board meeting. With that edit, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Kelly make them second.
It was motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Cooper. The board approved the agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Recognition of Capturing Kids' Hearts student greeter, Superintendent Bell.
Thank you, President Kaminsky. I'd like to extend a thank you for our Capturing Hearts greeters tonight from TILA and their director, principal, Dr. Porter, for selecting and encouraging these outstanding students. For May, our focus is on Be Lead Worthy, Live with Honesty and Excellence. This month, we are challenging students to do the right thing, no matter who is watching. We each aim to live with the ability and willingness to exist with honesty and excellence. We want to partner with families to highlight the children's integrity. So once again, for our greeters, thank you very much. We're going to pull you up front here and have a quick photo.
Thank you, TILA students, and Dr. Porter as well. Next item is general function. Number 1, superintendent update. Mr. Bell.
All right, thank you, President Kaminsky here. For our superintendent update here, get that turned on. There we go, perfect. All right, once again, I want to thank the TILA greeters for this evening. Working into our current enrollment numbers, on that last column, those numbers in parentheses are just reflective of one calendar month ago at the last board meeting. And so again, 35th month of last school year, 35th week of last school year, sorry, and then the end of the school year last year. So we are down at 3,999 students, just under 4,000 students, and we've lost 16 students over the last 30 days, and then how it's spread out at the different school sites. Overall, our attendance, again, showing a positive note, that being in the green line, which happens to be above the prior 2 years, and hovering right there around that 92.7. Focuses to, obviously, we're going to get our goal to 95, but we're hovering pretty close to 93. So if we can focus on a 93% by the end of the school year, that'll be great. The current attendance itself, today, 91.54. The last 30 days, 92.23, down a little bit. And then the last 30 days, we're actually up by about 0.04% over year-to-date number in that yellow box. Our overall chronic absenteeism, it spiked a little bit over the last 30 days. We're at 24.72 there. That will continue to adjust based on enrollment numbers from here till the end of the school year. Hopefully we'll get that back down into the 23s like we were last month. Our bulletin boards were done by the SPED department. So the diversity of talents and experiences among our staff and students promotes uncompromised excellence. Through the puzzle pieces seen, our students express their unique identities while other puzzle pieces show the diverse passions for our staff. By celebrating these individual pieces, including our commitment to inclusive programs like Special Olympics, we foster a community where our differences drive our shared pursuit of excellence. So really want to show our appreciation for our SPED staff and students for their use of the bulletin boards this month. So KCSOS on May the 7th had their Champions in Education, and you'll see that our District Certificate of Staff of the Year, Mr. Mano, Ned Mano, was selected and recognized in the left-hand side there. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mano. And then on the right, you'll see all of the individuals that were there represented for all of the districts in Kern County. And then would like to give a huge shout out to Mr. Mano for being one of the 3 finalists, County Teacher of the Year. And those are the other 2 finalists that will represent Kern County at the state level. So great job for Mr. Mano and the team there. So, yeah. This week, we're having our Staff Appreciation Week, certificated and staff members combined. We did send out that flyer, just letting them know that today we distributed our small gifts, and then we got prize drawings starting on Wednesday through Friday for everybody else. And in the staff lounge, there will be cake that will be distributed amongst all of the staff for Friday to kind of culminate our week of appreciation, and then our raffle drawings throughout here. All right, upcoming events. There's just a few here. Wanted to make sure that you all had an entire sheet of paper in front of you so we didn't have to squint on those. But just kind of wanted to give you a heads up as we close out the school year here. Obviously, different spring concerts, different activities, fundraisers at the different school sites. We do have a snow day coming up. We do have our retiree dinner on May the 20th. We also have our Memorial Holiday that will be here. Some open houses, and then the graduations from Monroe, JMS, and THS, and then our board meeting June the 16th with the follow-up special board meeting on June 18th will culminate the 25-26 school year. So those are all of the upcoming events. And that is what I have for you all today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Superintendent Bell. TAT update? Ms. Bowman.
Good evening, President Kaminsky, members of the school board, and members of the public. My name is Val Bowman, and I am the newly re-elected president of the Tehachapi Association of Teachers. Thanks. To begin this speech, and since I represent the TAT Executive Board, we would like to give public kudos to the bargaining teams from TAT and TUSD for diligently working over the past several months to find a path through negotiations. Tonight is the proof their path was forged together, and those results will come to you, the board, tonight for approval. We would also like to thank the board and Mr. Bell for their support as well. It takes a village to get through negotiations. Tonight's tentative agreement approval by the board is so very necessary. Financial times are hard, and all those protected by the contract are struggling. The upcoming school year will be more difficult with the immense increase to our benefits, but approval tonight will make that financial hit just a little bit easier to endure. Tonight should be celebratory, but I cannot help but believe this is also a bittersweet moment. Financial increases with layoffs or rifts are generally not the way things are done. But we are living in unusual times where there are constant financial constraints without a growing economy. So we see layoffs with raises. This is a moment when two contrasts can be true at one time. So everyone who is protected by the TAT collective bargaining agreement is anxiously anticipating the passage of this agreement. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Bowman.
Yes, President
No, I
Kaminsky?
said thank you.
Oh, I thought you said.
No. CSEA update? Seeing none. Number 4, board communications. Any trustee wish to make a comment? Vice President Kelly?
Thank you. I've had the privilege in the last 30 days to be able to go to 2 separate baseball games. Just found out today that they made the playoffs. So they'll either play here or in Morro Bay. I think either way is a win. I was able to go to 2 separate swim meets, which is, it's always its own adventure. We did have prom last weekend, and my son went, and I guess I need to have a discussion with my son based on some things I heard. Not a guess. There will be a conversation. And last but not least is the Tehachapi High School and the Night of the Arts. Once again, a wonderful event. Art students get to display what they have constructed, built, painted, whatever they've done. We also had the JMS choir and the high school choir, right, Jackie, just to make sure? And then Kiwanis was there auctioning off a few different baskets, which was neat and interesting and different than I've seen before. So it was all around a nice night. We had a decent turnout, or a good turnout, excuse me. And so, yeah, and now we go into celebration season, which is always my favorite. So thank you very much.
I'm adding to Tracy's. First of all, Tracy threw me under the bus, and I had to give out awards because he left. And thanks, Tracy. But the junior high choir, there was maybe 8 of them, and they were just very quiet and singing, and they were singing Country Road by John Denver, and it was great. But then at the very end, the director opened it up to everybody that was there, and everybody started singing with this choir, and it was magical. And when it was over, we clapped so hard, and everybody, those kids felt so great with us accompanying them. So it was wonderful. Did you see that part? Were you singing? I was singing.
As you've
Thanks.
told everybody, I had left already.
Oh, yeah, you missed it.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll finish up. As you know, last board meeting, I reported that I had received a letter, a response from Senator Grove's office to our displeasure with the way the concentration grant leaves Tehachapi Unified was zero, and other smaller districts than us with millions of dollars more. I decided I would email, let's see his title, Mr. Carlos Rojas, the Chief Government Relations Officer for KCSOS. He commutes between Bakersfield and Sacramento. I asked him if I could talk to him. I also CC'd Superintendent Bell and County Superintendent Mendenborough, who quickly responded to my email with some questions, which I answered. And then his final reply, I think the district should work with the business team at KCSOS and see how families are being coded for determination of funding through CalPADS. That would be an approach that could increase your chances for additional funding. And he thanked me. So Superintendent Bell, if you could get in contact with Superintendent Mendenborough, and our Mr. Intezari, I'm sure will be involved, as well as our financial analyst at the county office. That's all I have. Next item is public comments. The district welcomes comments from the public at appropriate times during the meeting. The public may address the board concerning items on the agenda as those items are taken up prior to board discussion and deliberation. The public may also address the board on items not on the agenda but within the jurisdiction of the board at the time designated. The board requests each speaker must fill out a speaker form at the beginning of the meeting stating the speaker's name, the subject to be addressed, and provide the form to the secretary of the board. Please wait to be recognized by the board president. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to individual members or district employees or to anyone in the audience. Unless otherwise determined by the board, individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board will limit the total time for public input on each time to 20 minutes. It's Board Bylaw 9323. The board understands that the First Amendment provides strong protection for speech. However, the board expects that all speech and expression will comport with norms of civil behavior on district grounds, in district facilities, during district activities or events, and in the use of district electronic/digital systems and platforms. Civil behavior is polite, courteous, and reasonable behavior which is respectful to others and includes integrity, honesty, acceptance, timeliness, dependability, observance of laws and rules, and effective communication. That is from Board Bylaw 1313. And with that, Paul Tondro.
Hello. Good evening, members of the board, staff, families, and there we go. And community members, I wanted to take a few minutes tonight to talk about something that has become really special in our district, our partnership with Special Olympics and Unified Programs. And here, I present to you one of the outcomes. A whole family that is now not only in our schools, but also in the community, really running with that message of inclusion and unified play. So back in 2019, Catherine Mackey started trying to get something off the ground. Where did it go? At the time, I do not think any of us realized just how much it would grow or how many lives it would impact. What started as an idea and a lot of determination has turned into something our district can be genuinely proud of. Today, we have 2 Unified Champion schools, and we are currently the only district in the county with an active Unified program, which is kind of cool when you compare it to like San Diego, where almost every district is a unified district. So we're really growing something here in Tehachapi. And if you've ever attended one of our events, you understand pretty quickly why this matters. You can see it in all things, like our Tompkins Field Day, where students from different schools came together just to enjoy being kids together, big kids with little kids. It was the high school mentoring the elementary. You will see it again on May 19th at Jacobson Middle School, where the high school is putting on another event from 10 a.m. to 12:30. These events are loud, joyful, chaotic, and in the best possible way. And they fill all of our students with cheering each other on. And that is the part that sticks with you. Unified programs are not just about sports or activities, they are about belonging. They give students with disabilities the opportunity to be fully included, celebrated, and connected with their peers. At the same time, they help all students build empathy, leadership, confidence, and friendships that probably would not live or have happened other ways. And the really amazing thing is that once students experience it, it just becomes normal to them. Inclusion stops being a slogan and starts becoming part of the culture of the school. In education, we spend a lot of time talking about academics, scores, and outcomes, and those things matter. But programs like Unified remind us that schools are also supposed to build community, compassion, and humanity. I just want to thank everyone, especially in this district, for the support it's given, our SPED department, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Bell. I know I've seen you at our events. I would like to see the rest of you come too. It's really a great thing that we're getting, and I wanted to just show you how special Tehachapi is becoming and being a leader in this.
Superintendent Bell, thank you. I know Superintendent Mendenborough puts out a newsletter, and I think this needs to be spotlighted so the whole county knows, and especially since we're the only one with this type of program. Give it more, shine more light on it. Malia McCormick and Jessica Sindel.
Good evening, Superintendent Bell, members of the board, and the public. We, as staff of JMS, have major concerns about having one less admin on campus next year. Our student population is not far off from that of THS, which we know will now have 4 admin. If we want to look at equity, we have 6 admin at the elementary, 2 per school, and 6 at the secondary levels, but divided 2 at JMS and 4 at THS for next year. Wouldn't 3 and 3 better serve our student populations? Now, you may argue that JMS has lower enrollment numbers. Well, that's because parents don't feel like their students are safe. Having one less admin poses an even greater safety concern for students and staff. We see less of these behaviors at the high school by the time they are juniors and seniors, which means about half their population is behavioral. Jacobson has always been the neglected or guinea pig campus. We have limited or no access to facilities on our site because they are reserved for THS or the community. Things are tried on our site first, so if it fails, then it looks bad on us, but not on other sites. What we mean by this is we are tired of our students' needs being overlooked. Removing the 3rd admin position is a disservice to our students, families, and the employees of this district who serve at JMS. The middle school is where students are sorting not only the transition from elementary to secondary, but also the hormonal changes that may cause sudden outbursts of energy and emotions that can come out in the form of combative behavior. When we have a site with likely the most behavioral issues, and we see this coming into our site from the elementaries, we need more admin support. We understand the fourth admin at THS will have athletics director duties, but a teacher with a stipend handled all of that for many years. So is that really the greater need? Please don't miss these impressionable years by taking away support from our students. We appreciate your consideration and ask that this item of concern be added to the future board agenda items for consideration before next board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. McCormick. Rigby Colby.
Good evening to our community, Superintendent Bell, and the board. My name is Rigby Colby, and I'm a 7th grade honors student at Jacobson Middle School. I'm here to speak about the need to keep a third administrator at JMS, and most importantly, to keep Miss Goldstein where she belongs. Middle school is a crazy time for all of us. Expectations are constantly changing, the work is getting harder, and we are learning to navigate all of the social experiences of adolescence. Miss Goldstein is always available for her students. She listens when we need support, she helps when we are struggling with schoolwork, and she brings joy and light onto our campus. From my whole middle school experience, if something went wrong, Miss Goldstein is the first person that I go to. Even if I'm having a great day, I still go and make time to say hi. With almost 900 students, it makes sense to have 3 administrators, but for some reason, you have chosen to cut one of those positions. We don't understand why this would happen. Our school needs more support for students, family, and staff, not less support. Respectfully, please reconsider cutting Miss Goldstein's position. We need her at JMS. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rigby. Bryson Carey.
Good evening, board members. My name is Bryson Carey. Did you know that 200 million people with intellectual disabilities are denied social inclusion? Unified Special Olympics helps provide the way for community-wide inclusion. Unified is a positive foundation between special education and general education in our schools. Please help by supporting Unified. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryson. Bethany Finneran, sorry.
Hello, Superintendent Bell and board members. There is an incredibly violent student in my 1st grade class who physically attacks me, my students, and Tompkins staff regularly. The students in my class have been subject to abuse for the past 10 months, some of the students for the past 2 years. This student has punched, kicked, shoved, stabbed, whipped, and threatened students and staff nearly every day. My students come to school every day wondering if they will be hurt. They go home traumatized, scared, and frustrated. Parents contact me regularly asking what is going on in the class and why this keeps happening. One of my students tells her parents that she loves school, but she is afraid to come to class. I have exhausted all of my options at this point. I have gone to my principal, who has also been attacked numerous times, my union, and the district office. When I told the district that I was afraid to go to work, they told me, "This isn't about you." Last week, I was attacked so violently that I was left with multiple bruises. When I brought up my other 27 students having their education stolen from them, they were disregarded. This student is set off at the smallest inconvenience and will hurt anyone in his path. Others get the option of removing themselves from interacting with this child to protect their safety. My students and myself do not get that option. The solution, I am being told, is to give in to his every whim and give him what he wants. In his current placement, he is not learning, he is not growing, and he is not happy. I pray that it will not take someone getting seriously hurt before something changes. Thank you.
And Mr. Bell, if you could update the board with that, and I'd like more information about the student. Becky Sasha?
Good evening, distinguished board, Superintendent Bell, and my colleagues and members of the community. I'm here to support my colleague Bethany Fine as well as other colleagues on our campus. Unfortunately, the student she's referencing is not the only student that is creating these type of issues for us at Tompkins. We've had several injuries this year, last year, and it's becoming more frequent. So I know a few months ago I brought this to the board's attention, but I just created a letter and just would like you to have a little bit more information about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sasha. Roger Oxford.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm coming to talk to you again about the MOU between us and the current College Community District. I've had a chance to review this contract, and it, as we all know, the devil's in the details. Small little pieces of this remain flawed. There's pieces perhaps based on what you present to the public that perhaps you have a more detailed description on your end, but we on this end do not. There's also a lot of issues about making sure this is functional. First, I want to make it clear I am in favor of us having dual enrollment programs and the CT. I think these are valuable resources to our students, but they should serve the purpose that they are put in place for. We have in this contract in 6A Clause I that the CTE will align with state and local needs. What state and local needs are being evaluated? These courses do not reflect the major industries of Tehachapi. We have aerospace here, huge program. Do we have CTEs for that? We do not. We have a massive healthcare industry. We do not have CTEs for that. We have law enforcement, corrections. We have all of these things, but no CTE programs for that. Yet we do for floral design. I haven't seen a lot of floral shops around town. These should be evaluated to make sure that they function. The other thing about the dual enrollment programs is making sure that the students that are enrolled in this are actually qualified to be involved in them. What evaluations are we providing to these students to make sure that they can actually be successful? Just because the junior high student is tall enough to drive a car doesn't mean I would accept them doing it. They should actually prove that they're capable of doing this task. And right now there's no evaluation. There's also no audit of this program. I've spoken with colleagues that have been teaching the dual enrollment program, and they have never had alleged this orientation that might take place. There's also never been a walkthrough to find out if these curriculums are in line with the standards for the college. None of this is taking place, yet it says in the contract that it will. It doesn't have any course for evaluating them. It also doesn't have the issue resolved of our teachers and how the disagreement between academic dishonesty and issues of that nature will be taken care of. And it's vague, and it says it'll be in line with their program, but their program lists two different standards, and it's never been made clear. We need to resolve these issues before we approve this MOU. We want a program that's functional and helps our students. The other issue you have before you tonight, and hopefully I have a minute, I've got to talk fast, is Edmentum. I know we were all very familiar. Hopefully, you've watched the news that there was a massive hack of Canvas recently that brought the whole system down.
Roger, you're out of time. If you could be concise with a couple more sentences.
EdTech is being sued and challenged all over the country, and it's got a negative net impact for our students. Don't choose to enroll this school in another contract that it can't afford and doesn't do our students any good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may bundle a number of items and act upon them together by a single vote through the use of a consent agenda. Consent items shall be items of a routine nature and items for which board discussion is not anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. When any board member requests the removal of an item from the consent agenda, the item shall be removed and given individual consideration for action as a regular agenda item. Besides myself and Vice President Kelly, is there any consent agenda item that you feel needs to be removed? Okay. Vice President Kelly and I need number 8, basically the personnel report, to be voted on separately, as I have my daughter-in-law on that report and he has his wife on the report as well. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda without item 8?
I so move.
As motioned by Trustee Christensen, seconded by Trustee Cooper, to approve the consent agenda without item 8. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Number 8, again, is the approval ratification of public employee appointment and the certificated report as well as the classified report. And Clerk Wood, you'll have to lead the...
What?
No.
Pay attention.
We still discuss.
Do I have a
What
motion?
do we have? Is there anything to discuss?
Yeah, is there anything to discuss?
So I would just like to make it clear that normal operation, my wife is listed because she'll be teaching summer school. And then Mr. Kaminsky's daughter-in-law is a substitute, being hired as a substitute. So just in case, that's how clear it is, but we do want to recuse ourselves so that there is no look of impropriety.
So do I have a motion to approve number 8, approval ratification of public employment appointment?
I move. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. Okay, new business number 1. First read board policy 5144.1, suspension, expulsion / due process. Any trustee wish to discuss? I read through that, and when I was an administrator, the state wasn't as it let us do our job. I'll just leave it at that. As far as disciplining students, and now you can't discipline under 48915K. I'm sorry, 48900K, which is disruption of class, without it previously happening. No matter. And I did notice on the recourse, really the only recourse left, if there's a teacher that's met with disruption, defiance, you are really the only person that has the right to suspend that student for that period and the period after. So I would recommend, because we've had every meeting, I think we've had somebody come up, either in Ms. Bowman's TAT report or something else about, and again tonight. Now, the circumstance that was brought up today, that's not a 48,900K. That's a totally different, more serious issue. But I encourage teachers to do that. The state's taken away the administrator's ability to discipline as it should be done. Anyway, anybody else with any comments?
I have a comment. Not that I have anything to do with this policy because we have no control over this, but I apologize to those who work in the classroom. This is it handcuffs you guys when you have to deal with this stuff. I read through it as well, like President Kaminsky said, and I would like to see the superintendent or his staff work with the union on providing training and very, very clear guidelines to the staff to say, hey, this is the parameters you guys can live in, and here's how we as a district will support you. If this, and this happens, you have the right to do X, Y, and Z, and the district from the top all the way down will support you, because otherwise this behavior will just continue and never stop. So some kids will continue to misbehave regardless of how many times they're suspended, but if it's getting them out of class for a day, a period, 2 days, great. That's a little bit of relief that they can get. So otherwise, this is incredibly frustrating to live in a state where these types of things happen, and we as a local board have zero control. I mean, absolutely none, and that's super frustrating. I recognize that, like what was shared at Tompkins today, that's extremely different. And I'm hoping, and kind of echoing President Kaminsky's comments, that we can dive into that heavily and quickly. But there are things that are in this education code that allow the teachers some ability to make some decisions. So I want to make sure that we as a board show you guys that we care and we want you to have that support, and that we will support you from the top all the way down.
Thank you, Trustee Napier. Any other trustee want to comment? Okay. Item 2, public hearing. And my screen just flipped out. Okay, here we go. Public hearing on the Tehachapi Unified School District's initial proposal to the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, CTA/NEA, for successor negotiations. This public hearing is pursuant to Government Code 3547. Are there any public comments? Seeing none, we will go to item 3, approval of Tehachapi Unified School District's initial proposal for successor negotiations with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers /CTA/NEA for the 2026-2027 school year. This notice is being provided pursuant to Government Code 3547. It's been recommended the board approve Tehachapi Unified School District's initial proposal for successor negotiations with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, CTA/NEA, for the 2026-2027 school year, pursuant to Government Code 3547. Is there a motion?
Kelly makes a motion.
Second.
This motion by Vice President Kelly and seconded by Trustee Cooper, that the board approve Tehachapi Unified School District's initial proposal for successor negotiations with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, CTA/NEA, for the 2026-2027 school year, pursuant to Government Code 3547. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Number 4, information item, acknowledge receipt of initial proposal from the California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 466 to the Tehachapi Unified School District for reopener negotiations. This notice is being provided pursuant to Government Code Section 3547. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay. Seeing none. Item 5, public hearing on the California School Employees Association CSEA Chapter 466 initial proposal to the Tehachapi Unified School District for reopener negotiations. This public hearing is pursuant to Government Code Section 3547. Are there any public comments? Seeing on, we're not doing number 6, as I noted at the beginning of the meeting, until next board meeting. Number 7, appointment of labor negotiators. The board will consider and possibly take action to appoint one or more labor negotiators to represent the board during 2026-2027 negotiations with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers. The board will identify in open session any representatives designated. Proposed negotiators: Superintendent Brian Bell, Hochat Intizari, Chief Administrator of Business Services; Andrea Paxton, Chief Administrator of Instructional Services; Christy Libatique, Principal of Tehachapi High School; Kendra Bailey, Principal of Golden Hills Elementary; and Brian Park, DWK Legal Counsel. Any questions or comments from the board? It's been recommended the board approve the initial proposal from Tehachapi Unified School District to the California School Employees Association. It's Chapter 466 for 2026-2027 reopener negotiations as presented. Do I have a motion?
Kelly, I make the motion.
Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the initial proposal from Tehachapi Unified School District to the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 466 for 2026-2027 reopener negotiations. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Number 8, approval of resolution number 01 MAY26 regarding non-reemployment of classified employees. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve resolution number 01 MAY26 regarding non-reemployment of classified employees?
Kelly, I make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved resolution number 01 MAY26 regarding non-reemployment of classified employees as presented. Roll call vote, Ms. Barnes.
President Kaminsky.
Aye.
Vice President Kelly.
Aye.
Clerk Wood. Aye. Trustee Cooper.
Aye.
Trustee Christensen.
Aye.
Trustee Napier.
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney absent.
Motion carries 6-0. Number 9, approval of resolution 02 MAY26 regarding non-reemployment of certificated employees. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion that the board approve resolution number 02 May26 regarding non-reemployment of certificated employees as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved resolution number 02 MAY26 regarding non-reemployment of certificated employees as presented. And this is also a roll call vote. Ms. Barnes?
President Kaminsky.
Aye.
Vice President Kelly.
Aye.
Clerk Wood. Aye. Trustee Cooper.
Aye.
Trustee Christensen.
Aye.
Trustee Napier.
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney absent.
Motion carries 6-0. Item 11, approval of the tentative agreements for Articles 3, 5, 8, and 10 between Tehachapi Unified School District and the Tehachapi Association of Teachers. Any questions or comments from the board? Oh,
President Kaminsky, I think we
Yeah.
skipped one.
yeah, I'm sorry, my computer's, it likes to jump. Number 10, approval of memorandum of understanding MOU dated 03/02/2026 between Tehachapi Unified School District and the California School Employees Association, Chapter 466, Reductions in Force, Effects of Bargaining Agreement. Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Tehachapi Unified School District and the California School Employees Association, Chapter 466, Reductions of Force, Effects of Bargaining Agreement as presented?
Kelly makes a motion.
Second.
There's a motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the memorandum of understanding between Tehachapi Unified School District and the California School Employees Association, Chapter 466, for reductions in force, effects of bargaining agreement as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Now we'll go to number 11, approval of the tentative agreements. See, my computer just flipped on me again. Approval of the tentative agreements for Articles 3, 5, 8, and 10 between the Tehachapi Unified School District and the Tehachapi Association of Teachers. Any questions or comments? No. Is there a motion for the board to approve the tentative agreement for Articles 3, 5, 8, and 10 between Tehachapi Unified School District and Tehachapi Association of Teachers as presented?
Kelly makes a motion.
I'll second.
It was motion by Vice President Kelly and seconded by Clerk Wood that the board approve the tentative agreement for Articles 3, 5, 8, and 10 between Tehachapi Unified School District and Tehachapi Association of Teachers as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. No, excuse me, item 12, public disclosure and approval of collective bargaining agreement with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, TAT, AB 1200. Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve, for the board to approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, TAT, AB 1200 as presented?
Kelly makes the motion.
No second.
There's a motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Cooper, that the board approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Tehachapi Association of Teachers, TAT, AB 1200 as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Item 13, 2026 proposed summer projects presentation. Mr. Intezari.
Hello, President Kaminsky. Thank you very much. I'm excited to share the proposed summer projects for this summer 2026. This is highlighting the bigger projects, and we're very excited about these. So starting with Cummings Valley Elementary School, happy to report the biggest project. Most of our projects are going to be tech-based. We do have a lot of painting and a lot of maintenance work going on, but here we're really excited about a lot of these technology upgrades a lot of our schools are going to be getting. So starting with Cummings Valley, they will be receiving a multi-purpose room enhancement. When I say multi-purpose room, a lot of people just refer to it as the cafeteria, right? But this is a hub where not only do the students gather, but also communities gather. We also have student performances, and it's where we have a lot of people come and show out for our students. And so they're in desperate need of making sure that they have proper audiovisual in order to carry out a proper performance. So very excited to overhaul the audiovisual capabilities, as well as add fully integrated sound, projection, and controls so much so that they won't require technical assistance. It's, you know, the person that was showing us as a fifth grader, you can direct them to go how to turn on the mic or how to make sure the projector is on. So we're really excited to provide these types of upgrades. So we're very excited about Cummings Valley. They're also going to have some painting. I don't know if you've seen the walkways, but they're starting to show their age. Some of them might not be perfectly straight, so we're going to take care of those, as well as some of the caution lines that we have, like in front of doorways, crosswalks, things like that. Okay, thank you. All right, going to Tompkins. So very excited to share that would like to introduce you to our site-wide structuring cable project. That is tech speak for improving the speed of our internet. We tried, how do we take pictures? How do we show this? And it's just all in the walls. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's improving the technology. It's improving the way teachers will have access in the classroom. So it's not just going to be one spot that they could connect to, but really planning to future-proof our classrooms at Tompkins Elementary and making sure that they have proper technology. So this will 3 years ago, we did Jacobson Middle School. Last summer, we did Cummings Valley. And so we're excited to do Tompkins. We're also going to be finishing out the painting projects at Tompkins, finishing the portables on the north end of the campus, and that would complete our exterior painting projects. We're excited for also replacing the flooring in the administrative office. When you first walk in, right, that's that first impression, and it's showing its age. So we're excited to do that, as well as fix some of the fire lane and parking lines over by the Head Start area. When we redid the parking lot and we put back the lines for parking spots, we accidentally took away about 5 or 6 parking spots. And so people are still parking there, but the lines need to be put properly. So that's another project that we're going to be doing. So Golden Hills Elementary will also be benefiting from the structured cabling project. Again, future-proofing our schools and making sure that they have all the technology they need now that our, when they were implemented, there were probably 10, 20 computers on a school site. Now we have hundreds of computers at a school site. So this project is very necessary. Golden Hills will also be benefiting from the multipurpose room upgrades, similar to Tompkins and Cummings Valley, making sure that, just when our parents come and see our students perform, that, that we don't take away or distract from the students, and make sure that, we show that professionalism and pride for our students. Next slide. Jacobson Middle School is the big winner in terms of maintenance projects. So the 200 wings, so when you walk out of that admin lobby and that first hallway you see, right in front of the Big J, that has several classrooms, has the nurse's office, the teacher's lounge. So there's going to be a large asbestos abatement project and replacing the flooring. So we're very excited to, bring new life into that hall. The plan is the following year to do the next hall, and then the next year, and to completely. I wouldn't say that asbestos is. The JMS will be void of all of it, but at least in the flooring where it becomes the biggest risk for us. So very excited. This is the maintenance's big highlight. They're very excited to do this. We will also be doing a lot of interior painting, right? Since we're cleaning up the floors, then the walls now start to look older, and so we have to bring those along as well. And I'd like to give a big shout out to our maintenance team, in an effort to save money and save jobs. And we've been really talking a lot about what can we take on internally, and our maintenance team is stepping up and is going to be taking on a lot of painting at JMS. And so we really appreciate it and really excited to bring some life into the staff lounge, as well as the 400 hallway where the 6th graders are, and then various classrooms as well.
Mr. Intezari, I have a question on the asbestos abatement. So in front of the office where the 200 hall meets the office, is that part of it as well?
I don't think so. I think that would be part of a different cut off project.
Right at the, like where the nurse's office, or not?
It would start like right in front of that foyer with a J.
And will this have any impact on cleaning, the deep clean for summer
No, because when we put down the floors, they're brand new, nice
So the
floors. There might be a
custodian-
rush to wax them, but there would be less to clean. I mean, there's going to be a
you
lot
shouldn't
of
have
work
to strip
moving.
them though, right?
Stripping, no, because they would be
Yeah.
clean. You would just have to wax.
And then in a past life, I was not involved. Well, now I just remembered the question. So is this done by our staff or by?
Yeah, so we went out to bid for the project, and we received 3 bids, and we awarded to the lowest that was half of both other bids. Yeah, this is something that you have to be certified for. It's a large project to undertake. Yeah,
That's one of Mitty assumed that our staff would do it because I was involved in a past life with total remodel of the drug store I was the manager of, and that was huge undertaking. They had plastic sheeting, and the ventilation had to be just right. And anyway, yeah, it was a big undertaking. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question on
Yes, sir.
GMS. What is the status of the portables? How many of them are being used? How many of them are empty, vacant, going in the trash, catching on fire? What's the plan with all that?
So that is a great question. So originally, we had kept them during COVID. When the 6th grade wing was built, the portables were supposed to be removed. When we were not sure how much space we would need, we ended up keeping them. Then I don't know if I'll say make the mistake, but then we painted them, which makes it a little harder to get away from. I would say about a quarter of them are used. I know we have special ed out there because of access to restroom and classroom space. If we are going to be moving forward with any kind of large-scale modernization projects at JMS, we might need that space to relocate the students temporarily while we work, because large modernization projects we wouldn't be able to just kind of get done over the summer. And so we're just kind of holding on to them, not with any intention of permanent use of them, but we just have not been able to feel confident letting them go, knowing that there might be a potential need for them.
Okay. Can I share a pet peeve with you?
Please do.
Okay. So my wife and I go on walks often, and we live near Tompkins, and we'll walk by Tompkins, we'll walk by GMS. More often than not, you can hear the HVAC systems running on those portable buildings on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, evenings when no one's there. I've been bringing this up for years, and we all know how expensive it is to run the air conditioning at your house. If there's nobody there, what are we doing? And I know teachers have minimal control, right? There's all these protocols in place that there's, control is, minimal at times, but then we're running these systems when there's nobody there is outrageous. So those are little things to save a few bucks along the way. So
yes, noted. Thank you. We will definitely be inspecting all of those. I know that the controls, we don't have everything under central controls. Then we would be able to kind of address all of those. But we'll certainly be doing a walk and making sure that if they're not in use, that they're not on or operational at all. Definitely. Anything else for Jacobson Middle School? No? Okay.
Since you asked.
Okay.
I shared this with Superintendent Bell. I shared it with Mr. Lynch, with Mrs. Larson Everson, and with you. There's a perfectly good classroom on the east side of the 6th grade wing, where the ag building is. And it was my wish when I proposed the wing back when I was principal that be remodeled properly and be used for the special day class. I don't know, Mrs. Kelly likes it or not, but that would free up the removal of all those portables, or more another portable or two for if we have to relocate students for during construction.
Yes, so that is going to be included in our facility master plan. Our facility advisory committee has talked at length about that particular building, as well as the need for space for special education students. And so that concern will be addressed and planned for in our proposed master plan.
Thank you. And there actually is 3 classrooms. And one could be converted into physical therapy or adaptive PE, whatever the needs for those students are. Just saying.
No shortage of options at JMS, yes.
Right.
All right, so to move on to Tehachapi High School, in all of the excitement of gym, stucco, repair, and paint, I missed that we also have a multi-purpose room enhancement. So for the cafeteria at THS, that room is still being used for various student performances, teacher meetings, community gatherings, like the Tehachapi High School Arts. It's just it's such a large space that it's hard to be able to have a proper, like, let's say, meeting or performance for a group that size without without overhauling the audiovisual. So we're very excited to do that. Jacobson is kind of taking up a lot of the summer fun, and so we don't have that much over at Tehachapi High School, but repainting some lines and crosswalks, as well as just inspecting concrete, and we've made it kind of a goal of ours to really try to address 2 things: the dated and faded signage and eliminating tripping hazards. Those are 2 things that, as we see them, we note them and we try to work on them. And so we'll be doing that at Tehachapi High School. But that is it for Tehachapi High School. Any questions for THS? No? Okay. Last but not least, certainly Tehachapi Education Center. We're going to do some asphalt repair in the back parking lot. Sarah Coso may or may not have accidentally drove in a truck too big in that space and crushed all of our asphalt, but they're going to be paying for it. Hooray. And then, so Tila, in the quad area, we've gotten a request for gutters because when there's bad weather and then the water is just making it really difficult on the students and the staff. We're also going to be restriping the asphalt. And then we have to repaint the gym lobby wall and floor because of the construction that we did over there. It's just kind of scratched up some of the paint that we had just done a couple years ago. So just touching that up and bringing just back to life when you come into the facility where the gym is. And that's it for summer projects. I'd like to just give a big shout out and thank you to our facilities director, Mr. Kurt Gilbert, our M&O project manager, Miss Kelly Patterson. I'm sorry, I talk to her all the time. Why can I forget her last name? But also our grounds team, our maintenance team, they cover 200 to 300 work orders over the summer. We have a short window of time to be able to get all this work done. Really appreciate them stepping up and wanting to do more and helping us. And so there's definitely going to be, this is the busiest time of the year. I know summer is usually seen as an exciting time to take a break, but these people, this team does not take a break during the summer. So just a big shout out to them. Really appreciate all of your support for all of the projects that we bring forward. And just thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Intezari. We appreciate your work and Mr. Gilbert's as well. Okay, item 14, approve the agreement between Current Community College District, College and Career Access Pathways, and Tehachapi Unified School District for dual enrollment at Tehachapi High School. Any questions or comments from the board? I just want to comment, thank you to Mrs. Libatique, who emailed each of us with the concerns that we brought up at the last board meeting, and also in talking to Superintendent Bell. For my part, it alleviated my concerns. Any other trustee wish to comment? All right, it's recommended the board approve the agreement between Current Community College District, College and Career Access Pathways, and Tehachapi Unified School District for dual enrollment at Tehachapi High School as presented. Is there a motion?
Kelly, make the motion.
Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the agreement between Kern Community College District College and Career Access Pathway and the Tehachapi Unified School District for dual enrollment at Tehachapi High School as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Item 15, approval of amendment number 1 to the see, my thing just went from 15 to 12. Approval of amendment number 1 to lease agreement with Kern Community College District, Saracoso. This is to extend the current lease agreement for an additional year so they can get their new campus built. Any comments from the board?
I have a comment.
Trustee Napier.
Superintendent Bell, if we had a presentation from Saracoso, I think before you got here, and we were promised we're up and running in March. You know, their new building, which they have a building with us to use, and that's great. I was just curious if you could invite them back when the time is right. You know, whether it's a month, 2 month, 3, whatever, just to give us an update on what their progress is. That'd be great. I think the public should hear what's going on. You know, there's little bits and pieces in the paper, but you know, it'd be nice to have them give us a full presentation of their. You know, I know us as a board, we're very supportive of them coming to our community, but you know, nice to get a full update if possible.
Is there any other questions or comments from a trustee? Is there a motion for the board to approve amendment number 1 to lease agreement with Kern Community College District, Saracoso, as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
I'll second.
As motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Cooper, the board approve amendment number 1 to lease agreement with Kern Community College District, Saracoso, as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Item 16, approval of the renewal of the agreement between Edmentum and Tehachapi Unified School District. Is there any questions or comments from trustees? Oh, okay.
I know. But it's a good one. He'll be
Dr. Porter.
Good evening, President Kaminsky, Board, and Superintendent Bell. I was just going to give you a little bit of cool. Okay. Information about Edmentum. Am I not? Okay, there we go. So what does Edmentum offer? A standards-based content, rigorous curriculum, college and career readiness, a wide variety of course options, self-paced learning, TUSD extra duty assignments and pay, virtual teachers for classes that TUSD doesn't cover due to credentialing restrictions, and parent monitoring through the Sensi accounts. Oh, I went the wrong direction. There we go. TUSD program supported by Edmentum. TILA Middle School, TILA High School, Adult Education, Monroe Continuation High School, THS Credit Recovery, and THS Summer School. Edmentum courses with virtual teachers. These are teachers that we don't have in TUSD. These are teachers that Edmentum provides basically because of credentialing issues. This has changed over the last few years. It used to be that we could have a teacher running an Edmentum course that didn't have the correct credentialing. That's not true anymore. Each course is required to be taught by a California credentialed teacher with subject area certification per Ed Code. That does not include credit recovery classes. These are the regular A through G courses. So the list here are courses that our students take that have a virtual teacher because we don't have the proper credentialing from our teachers, or a teacher that has the proper credentialing who is wanting to teach Edmentum course. So everything from American Sign Language, forestry and wildlife, culinary arts, our students can take through Edmentum with a virtual teacher. Edmentum courses with TUSD teachers. So here's a list of courses that are taught by TUSD teachers that have appropriate credentialing. At the beginning of each year, I try to go through and find courses that we don't have teachers for and see if there are current TUSD teachers with the appropriate credentialing, and I email and try to recruit them to see if they're interested in extra duty pay through the teaching of an Edmentum course. And even with our basic courses, at times we don't have teachers available, or like this year, a couple of teachers decided at semester they didn't want to continue teaching. I didn't have another teacher, so I had to use a virtual teacher. These are TUSD Edmentum courses and student enrollments. So here's the program. If you notice at the bottom, there aren't any current active THS summer school because students haven't enrolled yet. But TILA secondary, so active courses, those are the actual courses like English 8. And then student enrollments are the number. So we have 34 courses and 482 courses. So our students are taking 482 Edmentum courses in TILA Middle School. Monroe Continuation High School has 83 courses with 130 enrollments. Adult Education 80 active courses with 64 enrollments, and Credit Recovery 40 courses with 640 student enrollments.
If you could clarify something for me. Under Monroe, it says 107, but I can't pull it up. It says 102, 107, 103.
103.
So that class is usually capped much lower than that. Is this how many graduates we've had this year?
So one student may be short 9 courses. So they finished one course, go to the next course, go to the next course. And it's a little bit different because they're not necessarily doing it by semester. They're doing it by course.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then just a comment, THS Credit Recovery, 604.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's more than half the enrollment.
It's huge. I
means
don't know.
They failed the course earlier.
Right, and they won't be able to graduate unless they make up those units, so they can take a credit recovery as an elective.
That's concerning to me. I don't know about the rest of the board, but
it's
just, I mean, it is what it is. But
Dr. Porter, that's not individual students. That's just the number of courses that we have students enrolled in, correct?
Correct. So one student might have 4 courses. Like for TILA secondary, each student is going to have an English, a math, a science, and a history. So if that helps clarify it. But it's a large number, and I'm pretty sure if you looked at the summer school program for high school, it's going to be equally large.
Oh, okay.
The data I could pull last year's, but not current. So
thank you.
Okay, and so the next slide I have, there was talk of us developing our own program, but here's some challenges with that. So the challenges are referring to us not having Edmentum and trying to develop our own program, which at one point that was something that we had, but our credentialing and our standards and what the students are required to show mastery in has greatly changed since that time. So to develop a course for virtual instruction, we would have to cover the 55 courses if we have what we have now, 23 virtual courses, 32 TUSD-led courses. Each one would require tutorials such as videos, slideshows, assignments, and assessments. You're going to have to do instruction with it. It's not just Canva. You're going to have instruction so that the students are able to master the standards. The courses would need to be developed based on standards that follow a district pacing guide for each course for consistency between sections, and we would not be able to offer the course selections that students can currently access just because we don't have the teachers to develop all those courses. I'm on the middle section there. Find a credentialed subject area certified teacher for each course. TUSD teachers can only teach. So this is what we allow for our extra duty assignments: 2 courses or 1 course with over 30 students, so that our teachers continues to have time to concentrate on their regularly assigned courses. We had a little bit of issue with this before. We might have 1 or 2 teachers doing a bunch of extra duty assignments and other teachers doing none, and then that doesn't leave a lot of time for their regular classroom assignments. Currently, there are 23 courses with virtual teachers, and how would TUSD cover courses without a teacher? I'm not, because oh, whoops, I forgot a section. So independent study documentation, which is huge. Mr. Intezari can attest to the auditing that goes on with independent study, but independent study requires work samples to be collected and kept. Edmentum tracks and stores work samples. A trained paraprofessional at TILA monitors student progress and documents attempts to contact families in areas if a student is falling behind. This process adds an additional layer of communication and support for our families. In the next slide, Edmentum recognizes the issue with the virtual classrooms and the cheating that can occur based on AI. It's a huge issue. And there are some things they're putting in place. I don't know if it's real visible there, but there's prevention, and then there's little X's that are pretty light. Those are new things they're adding. So like on the first box there, assessment, access controls, auto lock, and item randomization, that already occurs. Mastery, sequencing, and pacing settings ensure on-track, meaningful progress. So we already do that. We go through and make sure the classes are sequenced correctly before they take their assessment. There's a mastery test that's like pre-test that they can take, and it shows them what they need to study for in the course, what they need to concentrate on, and they can't go on until they've completed that. Active learning design and built-in guided notes and teacher-graded activities. So they have both computer-based and teacher-graded activities. The guided notes are like notes the student can go through and fill in when they're taking their mastery test to help them learn the material and figure out what to focus on. New are adjustment, our content protection and monitoring on external sites. I was talking to Nehemiah about this. It's sort of like the external site for our CASP testing. We are going to have the ability to do that. I don't know what that's going to look like. You might, but I haven't seen it yet, so, but that's what they're doing. Adjustable pre-test thresholds, again, we do this already. We have a 60% threshold, so students have to pass 60% before they can go on to the next item right now. And a mastery test item expansion, they're adding more items, so it's more difficult to search for the answer on AI or wherever else they're searching. Number 2 is detection, copy leaks, AI, and plagiarism detection add-ons. Those are available right now. We just don't pay for them. We could pay for them. They were quite expensive, and they were still doing some piloting with them. So that's something we could look at, but it is not going to be in the current contract. Plagiarism results integrated into streamlined grading workflow. So again, I don't know exactly what this is going to look like, but they are using plagiarism detections to try to add that. If they detect a plagiarism, we give the students a 0, and then they can ask to go back and redo the assignment. So I'm not exactly sure, again, how that's going to play out, but that's something they're adding for next year. And enhanced assessment, security, and IP registry controls. That's you again, but somehow. Okay. Intervention, flexible mastery test attempts that give teachers control to ensure true mastery. We give right now 2 attempts at the mastery test. They can retry the mastery test for a 60% rate without the teacher unlocking it. After that, we have to contact the teacher to see if the student can unlock. And a lot of times we say, let me see your guided notes before we unlock the test type thing. Alerts for unusual student activity that flag risk early. Again, something new. I'm not sure what this is going to look like, but if they see a student if the computer detects someone that is hovering on a site too long, copying and pasting, that kind of thing, they're supposed to be able to flag and let us know that that's going on. So those are all coming. Next year. And then end of year assessment, secure without requiring additional software or external tools, so that it's like the final is what we're talking about. So they can't do copy and paste, use print screen or screen capture, right click actions, or attempt to use additional browse tabs. And this would help us. We use Blocksy right now, so we can see the students' screens when they're taking assessment or when they're working, but this would be another just help. And then just a question with funding. Each month, time spent on TILA classes is recorded on an extra duty timesheet. So we're talking about our TUSD teachers that sign up to teach an Edmentum class. They have, for 1 through 15 students, the teachers can earn 3.5 hours of extra duty per class per week. I'm not sure if the $55 is exact, but it's close to that. For 16 to 30 students, they can earn 6 hours of extra duty pay per class per week. Teachers can teach 2 courses of no more than 30 students per course. Some teachers may end up teaching 2 sections of the same course if there are more than 30 students enrolled in a course. So if you have like an English 11 with 32 students, that teacher would be considered teaching 2 courses and get a 6 hour. If they have 12, that would be a 3.5 hour. So that comes out to, if you're doing 3.5 hours a week of extra duty, approximately $3,675 of additional pay per teacher. For a 6 hour, we're talking about semester, equals approximately $6,270 of additional pay per teacher. So moving forward, my suggestion is to keep Edmentum and implement the additional measures to help reduce student plagiarism, which includes the new things that they've added that we have not used yet: monitoring of external sites, additional items on mastery tests to discourage copying, and that would be computer generated. That's not something we do, but they're switching up the questions on the tests. And alerts for unusual student activities so that educators can intervene quickly. And many students are leaving TUSD to attend virtual or dual enrollment programs. Something like TILA is a way of the future, and the Mentor program provides flexibility and additional education options for our families. And I don't want to be in the position of limiting what we can offer. And that was it. Were there any questions?
I know, so no vote by the board means that it will be taking thousands of dollars away from teachers.
Well, yeah, it's a popular thing to do, is to do an Edmentum course.
I'm just,
yeah.
Okay. And also the course offerings, right, for all of the students that are available to them, for making sure that they're either getting through A through G courses that we don't have individuals that presently have certifications for, and or the credit recovery component, and all of the different modalities, right, between home and hospital use, TILA, independent study, and so on.
And I mean, we have been in a situation where we didn't at the high school have a science teacher, and that teacher, we had to use Edmentum. We also seem every semester to have like AP statistics or an AP teacher that just isn't available, or their courses are full, and we have every semester AP kids taking something.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, can we go back to slide 6 real quick? I just want to clarify something.
Back. Okay, slide 6. Which, I'm not sure which one 6 is.
The student enrollments. And I just want to clarify, since you brought up funding. My guess would be continuation high school, adult ed, and summer school are additional fundings. The other two are part of fundings we already receive.
Okay, wait.
Because TILA's, right?
So, are you asking within the contract?
No.
Oh.
For TUSD.
Okay.
TILA secondary, I'm assuming we already get ADA through TILA for these students.
Oh yes, it's so the classes are $295 per seat. Okay.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
TILA secondary and THS credit recovery, we should already be getting funding through those schools for those two items. My question is Monroe Continuation High School, because they're not in the comprehensive high school funding, the adult ed, and then summer school or additional fundings that come in because of this program.
Yes, because
Okay.
you're paying ADA. I think that's what is that. Am I on the right track? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, money is coming in, even though we are spending some.
And it's actually a very inexpensive
Okay.
program comparatively. I hate, but
Thank you.
Any other trustee with a question or comment?
I had one question.
Trustee Christensen.
On the same slide, on the adult education, the parameters of that whole section of it, not just any one particular class, that is used by our community, if you will, for those who need to maybe learn English or learn writing or things of
or
that nature.
finish
Right?
their high school diploma. We have a GED option, but we also have most of them choose to finish through Edmentum their the courses they're missing so they can earn a diploma.
Okay.
And it's a separate funding. Also, it's a adult ed is a completely separate. It's not ADA. It's a grant. And TOJAP makes us stay in the grant, even though we try to not sometimes.
Thank you, Mr. Intezari. Any other questions or comments? It's been recommended the board approve the renewal of the agreement between Edmentum and Tehachapi Unified School District as presented. Is there a motion?
Kelly, make the motion.
Christensen, second.
It was moved by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the renewal of the agreement between Edmentum and Tehachapi High School Unified School District as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. There. Item 17, approval of the agreement between Gray Step Software Incorporated and Tehachapi Unified School District ASB Works. And I will read the rationale. This agreement provides a specialized web-based accounting platform for the district to manage associated student body funds and student activity accounts. Implementing this software access across all school sites ensures that the district is utilizing a modernized, centralized system for tracking student obligations, online payments, and school-level accounting. This transition is essential for improving financial transparency, streamlining the audit process, and providing school site staff with the necessary tools to manage student-led funds with a high level of accuracy and internal control. Any questions or comments from the board? Do I have a motion for the board to approve the agreement?
Just a really quick clarification.
Intezari.
As the person that wrote that, this is only specifically for Jacobson Middle School and Tehachapi High School. The elementaries, although they do operate a student body account, it's not does not require its own accounting platform. So just to clarify, it's only for those two schools.
Thank you for that clarification.
I didn't want him to run off.
Okay. Vice President Kelly.
Thank you. This is new to us, and does it relieve some of the effort that your staff would need to put out? Be able to. We need
no.
some of the effort.
So what's new is that the ASB Works platform, the both ASBs use, and I don't recall the name, but it's a very small accounting software. It's not really specific to student body. It doesn't integrate into stores. It doesn't allow for online payment collection. This is new in the sense that it's robust. We tried looking at other options. ASB Works is just the only option. That's all we can really find. We talked about what are the pros and cons, but essentially the schools want an ability to collect money easier, like digitally online, a way to reconcile their stores, and a way for us to be able to go in and see what they're doing, produce our own financial statements for documentation and audit purposes. So we do have an accounting platform, but this is essentially a more robust program.
Okay, thank you.
Is there plans in the future to include the elementary schools?
No, not currently. So there are plans to for the district to be able to collect money digitally or online, and that would help. So the end user, a parent paying for something that goes to a district donation account, which is a TUSD bank account, or an ASB bank account, they won't see the difference. But that's how we're going to try to bring them up and make things easier for the school sites and their student body. But the cost just does not, because it's not a cheap service. And so the only reason we're even able to do this is because in discussing with our superintendent, I only feel comfortable implementing this if we cover the cost, which a lot of districts are doing. The student body was covering their $300 platform. I just don't think it would be worth the extra. I think it's like $1,500, $2,000 a site. But we are trying to get them the same benefits without the cost.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? That being said, is there a motion for the board to approve the agreement between Gray Step Software Incorporated and Tehachapi Unified School District ASB Works as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
Christensen, second.
Is motion by Vice President Kelly and seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the agreement between Gray Step Software Incorporated and the Tehachapi Unified School District ASB Works as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. My computer's tired. There we go. Item 18, approval of the agreement between the Adult Skills Center, TASC, and the Tehachapi Unified School District. Any questions or comments from the board? Vice President Kelly, go ahead.
Do we have somebody that's going to answer questions? Mr. Intezari, can you answer questions about this program? And I don't know if it's going to be you or it's going to end up being the superintendent, or maybe we just don't have them yet. That's okay. So for our students that can stay with us until they age 22-ish, right? Is this meant, because it's got regional center in here, will this provide them services beyond 22? Or is it more for the kids that graduated at 18 that are more of the mild mod and had the RSP, 2 years for them? Or is it all the above? Or do we know for sure?
I am not able to answer that question.
And I was under the impression that this would cover all of our students in our TAL program up until the age of 22.
Okay, so we're assuming it's just TAL, or it's just a TAL program.
Yes.
Okay, no, that makes sense with the way it's worded. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a motion for the board to approve the agreement between the Adult Skills Center, TASC, and Tehachapi Unified School District as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
Second.
There's motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approved the agreement between the Adult Skills Center, TASC, and Tehachapi Unified School District as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Item 19, approval of the agreement between Therapy in Action and the Tehachapi Unified School District. And this is for a particular student. Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve the agreement between Therapy in Action and Tehachapi Unified School District as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly and seconded by Trustee Cooper. The board approved the agreement between Therapy in Action and Tehachapi Unified School District as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Item 20, approval of the provisional internship permit, PIP, for the 2025-2026 school year. Single subject math, should that be 26-27? Okay. Approval of the provisional internship permit, PIP, for the 26-2027 school year. Single subject math, Conkle. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, is there a motion that the Tehachapi District Board of Trustees approve the provisional internship permit, single subject math, Conkle, as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
Second. It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. The board approve the provisional internship permit, PIP, single subject math, Conkle, as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. 21, approval of job description for low incidence, intensive individual service para aid. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion for the board to approve the job description for low incidence intensive individual service para/aid ASL as presented?
Kelly, make the motion.
No second.
Is motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Trustee Cooper. The board approved the job description for low incidence intensive individual service para/aid ASL as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Future items. Any trustee wish to bring up anything for future either board agenda item or information from district staff?
President Kaminsky. Do you mind?
Vice President Kelly.
So I don't have a future item, but I did forget one of the board communications that I wanted to express. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So for Tompkins, they had their McTeacher night, the same night of the THS Night of the Arts. And not only was Miss Ray's staff out there, they had, I'm assuming parents were out there. The turnout and the energy at that night, Miss Bailey, are you in here still? They set the bar pretty high. The Tiger was out there. I forget what his name is. Tommy, thank you. Was out there. We had, who was from McDonald's? Was it the Bird? I forget. But there were multiple people in costumes. They were selling, okay, they were selling merch. They just had it way up here. So Miss Bailey, it's now on you for Thursday the 14th, which is 2 days away, right?
One grade level doing it at our site. I think that's her whole school.
So are the excuses coming out already? Is that what I hear? But I do appreciate it. It was great to see all the excitement. It was great that you guys are out there promoting your school, get your parents involved, get the community involved to raise some more funds. So I'm very appreciative, and it's fun to go to. So thank you.
So now we know why you left the music night, because you had to get your Mickey D's.
It is what it is.
Any other trustee?
I have a couple things.
Trustee Napier.
I'd like to see in the June meeting for a board discussion on freshman athletics. That was something that was kind of a hot topic throughout the community during the reduction of force conversation. I know the superintendent brought that up as an example of things that some districts do cut when there's a financial crisis in a community in a district. I don't think the board, superintendent, no one took action on that. I've had some conversation with the superintendent about actual costs and things like that, and I'm in favor of an agenda item in June for us to revisit that, to have a board discussion, whether it's an action item or anything like that. And I don't think we need an actual action item. I'll let you decide that. But to put that back on the agenda, I think I'll speak for myself. I want to show the public that athletics is incredibly valuable in this town. There's not a lot for kids to do, and I want the 8th grade families to be thinking of what that looks like for their students as they progress into freshman athletics. So if we can get that on the agenda, I would greatly appreciate that for June. Second thing was Boys and Girls Club. I would love to see kind of a report from the district staff to the board on the Boys and Girls Club. I've shared my frank incredible frustration with the Boys and Girls Club with the superintendent. I've had students of mine, my children, attend that, and I have recently pulled them from there. I'm incredibly dissatisfied with what we were sold from the Boys and Girls Club a few years ago to what the actual product and service that we're actually receiving. I think that the program means well. I think it intends well. We are in the whole country, we're sold this idea of mentorship and homework and this, and it's far from that. I've witnessed it for the last 2-3 years with my boys. I think an after-school program for that age level is incredibly important, gives them something to do. I think I would like to see the district invest in our staff, whether it's certificated staff or CSEA staff or a combination of both. I think we can provide a phenomenal service to the students in the community with our people, right? With the reduction of force, I think that's maybe something we could look at and go, hey, we know we have good people that we just couldn't keep, not because they're bad employees, but there's a void there. One of the things that we were sold on was, oh, they can help with homework, right? And my boys are irresponsible middle school boys, and they tell me, oh, I don't have any homework, and that's not true ever. So I talk with the staff at Boys and Girls Club. The first thing they tell me is, well, we ask him every day if he has homework, and he says no. And my response is, well, that's not true. And they say, well, we're not allowed to have access to Canvas or areas and things like that, which is 100% accurate. So they're living on the idea that a 8th grade, 7th grade boy is going to be honest with someone who's not their teacher or their parent. That's not optional. I think if we have district staff there, they could have district laptops open, showing, hey, you do have something on areas, you do have something on Canvas, seeing and missing assignments. Let's work together on that. I think that service would be incredible. In addition to that, there's been times I have showed up to pick up my son and say, oh, we'll go get him. He's sleeping right now. Sleeping? Really? The district's funding a program for my son to take a nap. Now, this is all his own fault too. This is not necessarily, he's got his own, blame to blame. And I had to put parameters on them saying he can't be on YouTube. Oh, okay. When there's nothing to do, they go on YouTube. Oh, he can't play video games. Like, we were not sold any of this. This was never what we were told as a board 2 or 3 years ago, that they could be on YouTube, take naps, or play video games. Not even close. So I want to see a full report on what that contract looks like, what it will take to get out of that, and what you as a superintendent would propose in lieu of Boys and Girls Club with district staff to do a program like that. That's it.
Thank you, Trustee Napier. I couldn't agree about the Boys and Girls Club. We've spoken before, complete agreement. And I also want to add to that the Salvation Army has a homework help program after school right across the street from the Boys and Girls Club. And I know Kyle there at the Salvation Army is someone that'd be more than willing to talk to us, and maybe we can enlarge their program. But anyway, something to talk about in the future for sure. Your first item, and I just lost my train of thought because I interrupted myself.
Freshman athletics.
Freshman athletics. That gave me an idea. If we have a report on freshman and sophomore, this is lower level, how many times they have to take engage in credit recovery? Because my hope and my guess is that because they're in athletics, have to stay eligible, very few have to go into credit recovery while they're engaged in athletics. Thank you. Public comments for closed session. Public comments for closed session must be pertaining to the items on the agenda. And those items are number one, Public Employment Governance Code and, 54957, request for unpaid leave of absence, classified employee number 5069. Item 2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code 54956.9, one potential case. And item 3, public employee performance evaluation, Government Code 54957, subdivision B1, title Superintendent. Are there any public comments? With that, we're going into closed session at 6:49. It is 8:14 and we're returning from closed session. And we'll be reporting out on number 1 and 2 and not on number 3. So on number 1, Public Employment Governance Code 54957, request for unpaid leave of absence, classified employee 5069. It was moved by Trustee Napier, seconded by Vice President Kelly, to grant the unpaid leave of absence by a vote of 6-0. On number 2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code 54956.9, one potential case. This case was actually in 2 parts. The settlement agreement with the settlement, the board voted to approve it with a 6-0 vote, but it's also a roll call vote. Ms. Barnes.
President Kaminsky,
Aye.
Vice President Kelly,
Aye.
Clerk Wood,
Aye.
Trustee Cooper,
Aye.
Trustee Christensen,
Aye.
Trustee Napier,
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney absent.
Now with the expulsion, it was I'm sorry, we also did agree by that 6-0 vote to approve the expulsion as well, the expulsion agreement. I misspoke. And that should be it.
President Kaminsky, could I get who made the motion and who seconded on both of those?
For number 2 is Napier. I'm sorry. It was moved by Trustee Napier, seconded by Clerk Wood. And with that, at 8:17, we are adjourned.